Hello, everyone. I am just waiting for Ken's coffee to be done, and then we'll be ready to go. And by that time, hopefully, if you I am just waiting for Ken's coffee to echo, but hopefully by that time, more people will be in here. Hello, Ken. No, he's down in the basement listening. I put your shirt on the bed, honey. Hey, Dave. Good to see ya. I wish I had a little be right back animation to put up, but I'll be right back. Be right back, guys. Hello. Hey, Ian. How are you guys all doing? I'm just going to let a few more people get in here. Hey, Gamer. Good to see you. I'm ready for anything. I got my slushie. Yep. Ah, Jermaine Jackson. Okay. Yeah, Chloe likes using her brother as a pillow. It took him a couple years, but now he doesn't mind. Well, anyway, I'm going to get started. Today we are going to talk about things you can do with your dog indoors while you're isolating and, social distancing and all that lovely stuff. Doing good, Eli. So the first first bit I'm going to read is from CaesarsWay.com, of course. Got to start with good old Cesar Millan. And, you know, this is crazy. This article is, you know, was written in the last couple of days. And every 5 seconds, a freaking Little Caesars We Deliver commercial pops up on my screen and makes it so I can't see what I'm reading. Yeah, they're kind of cashing in on this, aren't they? Anyway, so this is from CaesarsWay.com. COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus, we've all seen the memes. This pandemic is currently all that anyone can talk about, and rightly so. It is no laughing matter. In order to stop the spread of the coronavirus, many countries have been putting into place lockdowns and self-isolation practices. For most of the public, that means more time spent at home. That also means that more dog owners are home with their beloved pets, something that undoubtedly the dogs are excited for. However, without the normal access to things like doggy daycare centers, dog walking services, and more, some dog owners are at a loss as what they should do for their pets' exercise needs. Because as much as sitting on the couch with a bag of Doritos and binging Love is Blind is fun, it's also not healthy. But if you can't necessarily go out to the park to socialize with other dogs and their owners, then how do you keep your pet fit? Well, here are 6 ideas to help keep your pet well exercised and entertained while you two spend time indoors. Number 1, create an obstacle course. A dog will definitely get mentally and physically challenged if you set up an obstacle course. Not to mention they'll have so much fun doing it because it's with their favorite person. The best part is you don't really need much for it. You can use plenty of items around the house, such as cushions, blankets, chairs, a hula hoop, and many more items. Just be creative. If you want, you can even build a tunnel or other obstacles over which your dog has to jump. Of course, at the end of it all, be sure to reward them with a little treat. Tug of war and fetch. While these games are normally played outside, you can just as easily bring them indoors, provided that you have the room. If your space is a little restricted, then you can use a hallway, and that works just as well. You can get the game started by tossing their favorite stuffed toy or ball. Ideally, pick something soft. That way you don't risk damage to items inside your home. We know all about that. We've broken a few light covers. Of course, when playing tug of war, remember that the game is one where your dog can lose a bit of self-control, so just watch out for any aggressive behavior in your dog. Number 3, play hide and seek. Before you play this game, be sure that you've got plenty of treats for your dog because this game needs them. This is a great game because it is fun for the whole family. The more the merrier. The whole premise is that the person or persons hiding then call the dog by name so they'll go find them. This is why you definitely need plenty of treats because once your dog finds them, they deserve a little something. It's a fun game that will definitely give your dog plenty of exercise. Get your dog on the treadmill. Hello, Lisa. If you own a treadmill at home, then you can delay using it yourself and just get your dog to use it instead. Treadmills are a great and easy way to ensure that your dog gets the exercise that they need. Just be sure to start them off on a slow enough speed that they're able to keep up. And if you've got treats, that's even better because you can motivate them to stay on long enough to get a really good workout. There are even dog-sized treadmills that you can invest in, and these are great because they take up less space in your home or apartment. However, you should never force your dog to use one if they absolutely hate the treadmill. I had a dog that I taught to use a treadmill because I live in South Dakota and we have blizzards with 5 feet of snow, and he was a little tiny Maltese and he loved it. So that's a really nice one. A scavenger hunt. Use your dog's natural instincts can be used for this game, and it can be quite fun. In fact, you can make mealtime more exciting by making your dog hunt for their meal throughout the house. Hi, Donna. Just leave little morsels throughout the home as clues for them to follow. You can start somewhere easy, then make it increasingly more difficult and challenging as time goes by. Number 6, use a food dispensing balls and food puzzle toys. These 2 games are great mental stimulation for your dog as they work hard to get the treats they so badly want. All you need for these are a food dispensing ball or a food puzzle toy, and from there just add treats and let the fun begin. Best part is these items are also dishwasher safe, so you can clean them afterward. And actually, I'll be right back. I have one to show you. this is a food ball, and you unlock the top. Holy cow. It's stuck. Anyway, you unlock the top and pull this little piece off, and you put the treats down inside it, and the dog has to rock it back and forth and bat it with its paws and stuff, and then the treats come out this little hole. And Chloe loves the thing. And then the other one that I have is called a snuffle mat, and you put treats down in between the little bits of, strips of felt, and put it on the floor, and they have to use their noses to find the treats in between all the felt. So it gets their mind going, gets their noses going, uses some of their natural instincts. So those are a couple of examples of what I've got for my dogs. So the other thing that I've got, and I put this link in the comments, it's pinned to the comments for this chat. This is from puppyleaks.com. I think it's a funny name for a website. 33 ways to keep your dog busy indoors. I'm just going to kind of rip through these little kind of quick. Find the treats, kind of the same thing as a scavenger hunt. Get creative where you put stuff, maybe under the edge of a rug or under a blanket or, behind a pillow, that kind of stuff. Play the shell game. You've seen the shell game played. You've got 3 shells or 3 cups. Put a treat under one of them. Mix them up and let your dog figure out what he needs to do to tell you where that treat is. And trust me, he'll figure it out really quick. I used to do this with my Maltese all the time. And I'm going to start doing it with these guys. Since I read this, I'm like, yeah, that'll be fun for them. And yeah, they'll pick it up fast, and you'll be surprised at how smart they are with it. Teach your dog to clean up his toys. If you've got a toy box or, a basket or something that you can use, if your dog already knows drop it, then all you got to do is direct them over to the toy box and tell them to drop it when the toy is over the box, and then give them a treat. And then, give them the cleanup command, run them through that again. And pretty soon, all you got to do is say clean up, and your dog will just run and clean up all his toys. I've done that with a dog, and it's kind of handy. But it also leads to teaching them what each individual toy is called, and then putting all the toys in a pile, and then having them, pick out the one, say, go get your pink elephant, and the dog digs through and finds their pink elephant. It's really good mental stimulation. Use a stuffed Kong to keep your dog entertained. Let me see. I'm going to share screen really quick. Hold on. So y'all can see what I'm talking about. That is a Kong, and you stuff the end of it with, treats, peanut butter, things like that, and then you freeze it. And when it's good and frozen, then give it to the dog, and it'll spend hours licking the peanut butter and treats out of the Kong. So that keeps a dog from being bored. Tug of war, we talked about in the last one. You can teach your dog to help with chores. I'm going to share screen again. This is really a cute little thing going on here. See, this guy's got his dog trained to do all sorts of stuff, hold the toothpaste and balance the laundry, So most dogs really like to learn, and you can teach all sorts of fun things like that. Play interactive games. We kind of talked about that. Find the treats, fetch, things like that. So make your dog work for his food. Like my dogs, they know that they're expected to, when I pick up their food bowls, they get on the couch I go get their food, I put it down on the floor, then I call them each to their bowl, and they know to wait until their name is called. And that's a version of working for their food. They have to be patient and do what they're asked to do. You know, you can have them do a few tricks or follow some commands, and that cements your place as the person that's providing their food, and they're working for it, which is what dogs do in the wild. They have to hunt for their food. They have to do things to get their fed. So, and, you know, or you can use like what I showed you, that food dispensing toy. They make balls that have a little bit bigger holes in them to let bigger chunks of food out, you know, or whatever you're putting in there. So yeah, like Ken says, dogs like to impress you. They like to please you if they're bonded with you, and so they'll do just about anything you ask them to within reason, you know. Teach your dogs, you know, I said talk about teach your dogs the names of their toys, and then teach them to go find their toys. Teach your dogs a new trick. You know, the example they have on here is to weave through your legs. And by the way, there's a whole bunch of links on what I'm reading that is, this page is pinned to the comments. Like weave through your legs, there's a link to tell you how to teach your dog to do that. So, and there's actually a handy list of 52 tricks to teach your dog with instructions. So you could be teaching your dogs tricks way past when this stupid virus is gone. So Donna says she plays hide and seek with Marley, and I know that is on the list. Work on some clicker training. If you don't know about clicker training, just Google it. It's just a simple form of positive reinforcement for the dog. Play the which hand game, where you put a treat in one hand, show the dog, or even don't show the dog, put them behind your back, and then, you know, figure out which hand you're going to put the treat in, and put it out and let the dog figure out which hand the treat is in. And then hide and seek is on here. Puzzle toys. Master the basics of obedience training. If you haven't done that, this is a perfect opportunity, because you're going to be with your dog 24/7 for a while. You know, some basics: a reliable sit, stay, down, drop it, and come. You know, those are some basics that will help keep your dog safe, and doing the training will keep your dog mentally stimulated, I should say. Master the art of doggy massage. I will tell you, most dogs will just melt into a good massage. And being stuck in your house might get you a little bit antsy and anxious, and giving your pup a massage will relax both of you. So try some free shaping games. And I had to kind of look at this a little bit. They have a link for 101 things to do with a box. And it's called Free Shaping Techniques. The basic principle of shaping games is to encourage our dogs to try something new. They get to make their own decisions and increase their mental and physical flexibility. You start out with a box on the ground, and without any cues, let your dog investigate and decide what to do. And there's a video of shape training that to get a dog to crawl under an object. So there's something interesting that I'm actually going to look at, because that's new for me. If Ken says teach your dog how to massage you, there you go. Give your dog regular grooming sessions. You know, even though they might not be going out to the dog park or the mud hole or whatever, you know, they still need to be kept clean, and you're going to be stuck with them, so you want them to smell good. And grooming actually helps bond you to your dog. So play a game of tag. Playing tag is a fun interactive game for dogs, but it does require a partner. Each of you sit or stand at one end of the room with a toy or some treats. Take turns calling the dog over and rewarding them when he comes. Make sure your dog is receiving lots of positive reinforcement each time they obey. This is a simple and fun way to reinforce a reliable recall. So that helps to make sure that if you've got your dog outside and he takes off, that helps to cement that ability to call them back when you need to. We talked about creating an obstacle course. Teach your dog to chase bubbles. Okay, I got to show this video, guys. You're gonna crack up. I just sat and laughed at this for a while. So, okay, hang on. Okay, anyway. Oh, stop. Anyway, you get the point. Bubbles and little kids go well together. And, bubbles, a dog chasing bubbles for, 5 minutes will get a lot of energy out of the dog. So you can buy a new dog toy, or in this day and age where you don't want to go out, make a new dog toy. Or, if you've got a pile of dog toys your dog doesn't play with, dig through them, find a couple toys and put them in a rotation so that your dog thinks he's got a little bit of a new toy there. You can make toys out of t-shirts, towels, old pair of jeans, make little strips and weave, braid them together and tie them at the end, and you've got a brand new tug toy. So, number 25 says make a doggy play date, but we know that's out. Brush up on some old tricks. Just do some reinforcement of the stuff you taught your dog 5 years ago, because they may not have forgotten it, but it may not be the first thing in their mind. So, just reinforce some of that. Teach your dog the go-to command. Does your dog know how to go to the couch or to his bed? My dogs know, I don't even say go to, I just say couch, and they hop right up on the couch, and that keeps them out of the way, out from underfoot, while I'm taking off my coat and putting my purse down and all that kind of stuff. It also gives them a place to go. Like when I had the repairman here, they knew to stay on the couch, and, it helped Chloe be more settled with a stranger in the house. And so having a place for them to go to, like a bed or the end of the couch or something, that's their place, and they know it, and it's handy for the humans. So teach your dog to grab his leash. This says, before we go for a walk, I have my dog go and grab her leash. Then she has to fetch me my boots and her harness. It's not asking much, but it's enough to keep her focused and busy while I'm getting ready. Before I taught her to grab those items, she'd be spinning around, whining and jumping while I got everything ready. So it's a little bit of extra mental stimulation for the dog. It helps them not be so excited and bouncy when you actually want them to be calm to start a walk. Here's an interesting one. Teach your dog to turn on or off the lights. So if you're hanging out on the couch and, light's a little bit too bright while you're watching a movie, you can tell your dog to go shut the light off. And, of course, if they're a small dog like Donna and Anthony have, that probably wouldn't work so well. But I bet I could rig something up for Chloe. Might have to try that. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Work on impulse control for better manners. So from a puppy learning bite inhibition to teaching an adult dog to wait on command, impulse control will keep our dogs out of trouble and keep them safe. So brushing up on basic stuff like leave it, wait, stay, settle, and down, those are all good things to reinforce or to teach if you haven't taught that already. Making some simple dog treats, something Your dog won't be involved in at first, but he or she will definitely reap the rewards. And there is a link for 25 simple dog treat recipes. And there's even a few frozen options for people who aren't big on baking. And there's links to both of those. Teach them to say please by sitting. That way you don't have a dog coming up and rudely shoving at your hand and whining. They just know that if they sit by you, they will get paid attention to and get their needs met. Don't be afraid to teach your dog to be polite, because they don't know any other way until we teach them. And, give them a reward once in a while when they've done what you've asked of them, when they've sat politely to go outside or something like that. Just surprise them with a little treat once in a while to reinforce that. And last but not least, snuggle up and relax on the couch. After training and, playing and all that, there's nothing better than just snuggling up and having some cuddle time. So, hopefully that gives you guys some ideas. Dave says my dog would get his leash, bring my shoes to me, and find my keys. Now, that's handy, a dog that'll find your keys. We need one of those. Oh, yeah, and Ken's brother used to have a dog that would shut the door. So if anybody wants to come up, let me know. I will send you a link. I'd love to hear what you guys do with your animals to stay entertained and keep them mentally active and not bored and chewing on your furniture. Donna, what else do you guys do with your dogs to play with them and keep them happy? I know one thing that both Chloe and Spike really like, but Chloe just absolutely adores, is when we put our hand underneath the covers, like under a comforter, and then move it around and like grab her with the blanket and stuff. That kicks her hunting drive in, and she just goes nuts on that. But she's really good. She doesn't chomp down hard, just enough to let you know that she got you, and now it's time to start the game over. But Dave, what else did you train your dog to do? Because I imagine if you got him to do that, there was other cool stuff you got him to do. I'm still in the process of harness training Chloe, but I'm thinking I'm going to take a different approach. I have a slip lead that I got for Spike, but Spike doesn't have a problem with having a regular leash on, and he's so small that he's not going to pull hard. So I can manage him. I'm thinking I may forego the harness on Chloe and go with just the slip lead and see if she's a little less terrified of that. So the people that had her before us really did a number on her with a leash. That's all I can say. There's not a lot that we have left to work on with her, but that leash issue is like huge for her. So well, no takers on wanting to come up here. Dave says, my dog knew all his toys by name. Snake, Hisbo. hippo frisbee. If you ever wanted to throw a hippo, you'd have to flatten it down and call it a hisbo. Pull toy rabbit, and he would bring me my lighter. Right on. Yeah, I think I want to start teaching Chloe to pick stuff up for me and Ken. So like if we drop our lighter on the floor, we can get her to pick it up for us so that we don't have to bend over. Because that's kind of a pain for both of us. Dave says, and he would get mom or dad and make them follow him to me. Right on. I've been working with Chloe at not barking when, say, UPS drops something off at the front door. And if I don't get out there in time to get it myself. But the last time they dropped something off at my door, she kind of whined at the door a little bit. And then she came back, nudged me, ran to the door, came back to me, nudged me again, ran to the door. So I finally was like, okay, I'll follow you. And sure enough, there was a package out there because I didn't hear the UPS guy, but she did. So, and she didn't bark out at the door or anything. She just let me know. Come here, Chloe. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hi. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is definitely a different dog than the one I got in July of 2017. That dog was even scared to walk up my front steps because there was spaces there because they're just wooden, 2x4s or whatever. So now she jumps down all 3 steps and doesn't even touch them. And the very first night we had her, I thought she was going to chew Ken's leg off when he came in the door, barking and growling, and holy cow. And now she, I keep the door closed between, the living room and the hallway so that it blocks out the light and the noise from out here while he's sleeping. And she'll go sit at the door and whine a little bit and ask to go back and cuddle with him. So definitely made great strides. Hey, Anthony. Good to see you. So what kind of cool stuff does your dog do? What kind of games do you play with your dogs to keep them mentally happy and, not bored? Nope, I don't have a cat, Jerry. I had a kitten for a very short amount of time, but it was a barn kitten, and she just would not get the hang of the litter box, and so she had to go. Anthony, please beat up the brat. I'll play sometimes when Chloe gets into kind of a mood. I'll play, I'm gonna get you, and I get her, and she'll bite back, but never. I mean, she doesn't even put her teeth on me, other than if I bump her teeth, So Well, I've delivered my information that I wanted to share with y'all, and it doesn't look like Donna, anybody has a whole heck of a lot left to say. Well, now we're getting some in. Donna plays Go Get the Mouse with Marley. She goes on Mouse Police Patrol. Dave says, I would tell Max I'm going to bite your paw or tail, and he'd hide them. So, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just shut this down so it's nice and short and watchable. Just some good information to get out there for people if they need it. And I'll start up another stream and send out some invites, and people can come up and we can just sit and chat. So, all right. Thank you for coming. And there's Ken. I will see you guys in just a few minutes. I'll start up a new one. All right. See you in a while. Thanks, Dave. Bye, guys.